Hi everyone, it's Miss Rossi. Today we're going to create a drawing inspired by Jen Stark. What you'll be needing today is a white piece of paper. We're also going to need a pencil, an eraser, something to trace our drawing with. I have a Sharpie here today, but you can use any kind of marker or pen. And then we're going to need something to color our picture in. I'm going to use markers to color with today, but you can use crayons, colored pencils, paint, or anything else that you would like to add color. Now last week we got to create a collage based on Jen Stark's work, and today we're going to create a simple little drippy drawing design based on one of her larger murals. So we're going to have all of our colors of the rainbow dripping together, mixing with some black and white pattern designs as well. So today you can choose which direction you would like to hold your paper. I'm going to hold mine long ways so I have more areas to create more big dripping designs. We're going to create a big drippy design just like one of Jen Stark's murals, and we're going to do that by drawing some big wavy lines and organic shapes on our paper and filling them in with rainbow patterns and black and white patterns. Now I'm going to start with my pencil towards the top of my page, and I'm going to draw a big wavy line that resembles like a big drip coming down. And I'm going to bring that all the way back up to the top. Now yours can look different than mine. It does not have to look the same. Now the next thing we're going to do is with our pencil, we're going to follow along that line we just drew to create smaller versions of it, similar to last week when we cut our paper to leave those gaps of color. We're doing the same thing. So I'm tracing that same design and shape, but I'm leaving a space in between so my pencil lines do not touch, almost like that sidewalk gap in between, and we'll be able to fill in that space with color later on. And I'm going to keep repeating this design and those shapes until I make it up to the top of my paper and this whole space is filled in. And we want them pretty close together so that we can add a lot of colors and repeat our designs to create that psychedelic look that our artist made. There we go. So now that I filled in that section, I'm going to create some more big drippy sections and do the same thing. So I'm going to go down in another section. Maybe this one is going to be a little crazier. I can make another different design over here. Some of your sections can be big, some can be small. It is up to you. So I'm just going to draw in almost like the rest of my designs here, just so I can map out the rest of my paper. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to go in and do that same thing where I'm tracing along my original design and leaving that little gap of space in between. And in some sections where you can't get fully in there, you can just make a little U or a V shape and bounce around it. But in all of these, we're going to continue all the way up until we fill in that entire space. And I'm always tracing what I'm seeing underneath instead of tracing what's on top. Because if I traced over this design that was on top, I would just be continuing that exact same dripping pattern over and over again. So we wouldn't get all of these different little sections of our drips. All right, there we go. And now that is my dripping design all finished with my pencil. I'm going to grab my Sharpie and I'm going to trace over all of my pencil lines. So I'm just going to follow along all of my different sections, going right on top of my pencil lines, nice and carefully. Again, always leaving that sidewalk-like space in between my lines so that I have space to color it in later on. Once I finished tracing over all of my pencil lines, I went in with my eraser and I erased any of those pencil lines that I could still see. Now that I'm ready to start coloring, I'm going to grab my colorful markers and I'm going to decide which sections of my picture I'm going to make rainbow and which sections I'm going to make black and white. Now when we looked at some of Jen Stark's artwork, we saw her big dripping rainbow sections were contrasted by some black and white sections to help split up the space a little bit. So I'm going to choose which areas I want to be rainbow colored and which want to be black and white because we want a mix of both. I think I'm going to start by making this big top section rainbow. So I'm just going to take out all of my markers so I have them. And I'm just going to alternate my colors to create a rainbow. I'm going to keep mine in rainbow order and I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up, almost like I'm going backwards with the rainbow. But I'm just going to color in each of these bands with a different color. So these in-between spaces, that like sidewalk gap that we left as we were tracing, is what we're going to fill in with our colors. Now with my markers, I'm just going to color back and forth nice and slowly. I don't want to scribble because I want to stay inside the lines as best as I can and fill in all of that white space. So I'm just going to go in and make each of these rows a different color of the rainbow to fill in this first top section. Then I'm going to go in and see what section I want to do next, because each of those individual designs that we repeated as we were tracing is going to turn into a different section of color. So maybe this specific section right here where I trace those lines might be one that I want to make black and white. And then maybe some of the other ones I want to be rainbow. If you want to choose different colors to repeat to create your designs, instead of using rainbow colors, you can do that. We just want to make sure we fill in our space here to complete our dripping design. So now I finished that first top section with my rainbow colors in rainbow order, and then I went and I filled in this section with black and white. So I'm going to go in and fill in the rest of my sections here with all of my different colors, and I can decide if I want those colors to be black and white or if I'm going to continue with my rainbow colors. I can also add in some different patterns with some different colors in there as well. There we go, and that is my Jen Stark drawing all finished. Once you're done with your project, you can always upload a photo or video of it onto my Canvas page. I'd love to see what you have created. Try your best, have fun, and get creative, and I'll see you soon. Bye!